Yes, I don't even know if the judge is there yet, but it's okay to be early. Shucks. Okay, there's the courtroom. Doesn't look like there's anybody in there yet. So. So, you know, it's yeah, look, right there, see that? Was that? Yeah, it says mute. And then what I do is this. Watch. No, they can't. What's nice, it's first thing in the morning too. Like this.
Good morning, Mr. Bolahanis. Are you ready with Mr. Kearney? You're muted, sir.
Am I good now?
You're good, thank you. This
Thank
is
you, Honor.
22BL00653C OD. This is City of Belleville versus John Dutton Kearney. May I have your appearances, please?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Gregory Bulahanis on behalf of Mr. Kearney.
State your name for me, sir.
John Carney.
Thank you, Mr. Kearney. Today is the day and time set for sentencing in this matter. There was a date of offense of September 4th, 2022 in the City of Belleville. Mr. Bolahanis, Mr. Kearney appeared before this court on November 17, 2022, and entered a plea to the reduced count of operating while visibly impaired. As is this court's policy with drinking and driving offenses, Mr. Kearney was referred to the probation department for interview and the development of a sentence recommendation. The court has received that and reviewed that recommendation along with the police report, criminal history, and driving record. Mr. Bolahanis, what do you wish to say on behalf of your client, sir?
Your Honor, this is Mr. Kearney's first offense. He is remorseful for the occurrence and understands the seriousness of what's occurred. He has no prior criminal convictions that I'm aware of. And I think there's no additions, corrections, or deletions regarding the report. I would further state I'd ask the court to adopt the probation department's recommendation. And I doubt that you'll see Mr. Kearney.
Thank you, Mr. Bolahanis. The court will adopt the recommendation developed by probation officer Anthony Grant, will not place Mr. Carney on any period of probation, will assess a fine of $300, cost of $100. There's $75 crime victims fee. There's $150 of restitution to the city of Belleville, $50 mandatory state cost, $20 fund fee. That's $695. There are 24 hours of community service as well to be completed within 45 days. Is that a realistic time frame for your client, Mr. Bolahanis?
Yes, Your Honor, it is. And he's already got a charitable organization in mind. He wants to work for the animal shelter. So that's near and dear to his heart. So
When he gets those hours completed, please submit them to the probation department. The sooner the better. Does he need more than 5 days to pay the $695?
no, Your Honor, I think he's going to be able to pay that today. Your Honor, may he pay that online or in person?
He can pay it online or in person. The file, I'm sure if it'll be processed this morning. So give it a little while, a couple of hours for the probation department to get it, get him set up. If there's anything else that probation needs from him, they'll reach out to him at the number they use for the interview and the sentence recommendation, okay?
Yes, we certainly appreciate it, Your Honor. Thank you so much. And I hope you and your staff have a great day.
You too. Thank you for joining so timely.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Grant and Ms. Rapp.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you today?
I'm super. How are you?
Good, it's Monday.
It's a beautiful Monday too.
It is.
The rumor is snow on Thursday.
What? It just shattered my heart.
No, listen, it's the second week of January and they're not talking about an appreciable amount of snow. So I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, no, I guess I'll take it.
I don't know who logged in when it said it was arts information at first. And I got excited for a second.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was me. I had to use his sign in earlier in the week.
One day we'll see him back on.
That's what he said. I got a text from him a couple of weeks ago. So I remain ever hopeful. Was that sufficient time with your client, Mr. Nunley?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. This is 22BL 00770A. This is City of Belleville versus Kevin Kyle Angelo. May I have your appearance, please?
Yeah, Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendant.
State your name for me, please, Mr. Angelo.
Kevin Angelo.
Thank you, sir. Today's the day and time set for sentencing in this matter. There's an offense date of October 24th, 2022 in the city of Belleville, at which time Mr. Angelo was charged with operating while intoxicated. Appeared in front of this court on November 17, 2022, and entered a plea of guilty to the reduced count of operating while visibly impaired. As is this court's policy with drinking and driving offenses, Mr. Angelo was referred to the probation department for interview and the development of a sentence recommendation. The court has reviewed that recommendation, the police report, Mr. Angelo's criminal history, and Mr. Angelo's driving record in its entirety. Mr. Nunley, what would you like to say on behalf of your client, sir?
Yeah, as far as the pre-sentence investigation is concerned, he does have one correction that he would like the court to be aware of. In the investigation report, it says the defendant admits to drinking alone, difficulty stopping, hangovers, vomiting, and experiencing shakes in the morning. He indicated that he answered no to those questions, that he hasn't ever experienced shakes or anything like that. He just wanted the court to be aware of that. As far as the recommendation goes, he believes that it's fair. And as do I. He has been sober since December 13th of 2022, when he first arrived to the court to do his pre-sentence investigation. He blew a .04. He indicated to me that this is his first time being in trouble, and maybe he was being a little naive about it, but he wasn't aware of that condition, that he shouldn't drink. He said to me that, yeah, he probably should have figured that out on his own, and doesn't doubt that the court told him that, at his arraignment. However, he understands that, he's got a lot of hard work ahead of him. Like I said, he's been sober since the 13th. He said, it hasn't been easy, but he's, one day at a time, he's got almost a month sober under his belt right now. He was already asking me about substance abuse treatment facilities and where he can go. I told him that probation will likely have a whole lot of resources for him. He's, like I said, he's never been in trouble before. He does work full time. He just got laid off from a job he's been at for 10 years. It's a seasonal kind of place. And I think that, they call him in to do snow, but now he just started a new job until, the other job picks back up for him. So he's a hardworking guy. He's always worked full time. He understands, like I said, he's got some hard work ahead of him, that he's just asking, as am I, for the court to just adopt the recommendation by probation department in its entirety.
Thank you, Mr. Nunley. And the court appreciates you addressing Mr. Angelo's presentation to the court with that blood alcohol of .04. That caused some great concern, and that was going to be a question for him. The court will adopt the recommendation developed by probation officer Anthony Grant, will assess a fine of $300, cost of $300, their $75 crime victims fee, $150 of restitution to the city of Belleville, $50 mandatory state cost, $20 fund fee, the 9 months of probation with the oversight fees of $360. The fines and costs will total $1,255. Mr. Angelo will engage in substance abuse treatment beginning within 30 days of today's date, follow all recommendations of that treatment program, and provide documentation to the probation department as directed. Start and attend weekly support group meetings within 30 days of today's date, and again, provide that documentation to probation. Do not purchase, possess, consume any alcoholic beverages during the pendency of this probation. No non-prescription controlled substances without the court's approval, and will submit to random testing at least twice per month with ETG or as directed by probation department. Clear up any outstanding active warrants, sir. Mr. Angelo, the probation department is here to support you in being successful in completing this sentence. If you need anything, have any questions about anything, do not hesitate to reach out to them. They will be, bless you, sir, they will be in communication with you, because there will be paperwork for you to sign. They'll help you set up your payment plan for your fines and costs. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Nunley?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Anything, Mr. Angelo?
I think we're good.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Have a good day. Thank you, Mr. Nunley.
See you
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a good one.
Mary Ann, we don't, our next is at 9:30. So we'll stay at set and recess until that time.
my phone up really. Okay, get me off this. Yeah. Can you make it bigger?
When did you make me do that? Oh, get bigger. I'll mute it when you're ready. That's unmuting.
Sir, is your first name Devon? Thanks.
Mhm.
Hi, can you hear me?
Josh. How's it going? Good morning.
Good. Sorry, I'm up in the parking lot at District Court up here. Can
Oh,
you guys?
okay.
It looks like I'm
Hey,
good.
do you need a breakout room with Mr. Patterson?
Real quickly.
You got it.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm not sure if I can do breakout rooms through my phone or not, but we're ready.
Okay. You're all set?
We are.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
This is 220135OD, City of Romulus versus Devon Patterson. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Devon Patterson.
Mr. Patterson, state your name for me, please, sir.
Devon Patterson. Devon
Thank you, sir.
Terrence
Today's the
Patterson.
day. Thank you. Today's the day and time set for
Mhm.
hearing on a motion to show cause. Mr. Patterson, you were sentenced by this court back on May 16, 2022. Your sentence included hours of community service. The memo received from the probation department indicates that the 48 hours of community service assessed back on May 16th have not been completed or documentation, or you have failed to provide documentation of the completion of those hours and failed to maintain your payment plan as relates to the fines and costs assessed in this matter. Mr. Hadley, what say you on behalf of your client, sir?
Your Honor, we'll plead responsible as to the technical probation violations and just would like to do a very brief allocution whenever the court's ready.
Court's ready.
Your Honor, after speaking with Mr. Patterson, I believe this was just, again, not him attempting to not follow through. He misunderstood. I guess the last Zoom hearing that we had was pretty bad reception. He was having a hard time hearing what was taking place, and he was under the belief that he was going to be contacted by probation to get something set up. I explained to him that's not the way it works, that he has to be the proactive one. He needs to get these things set up. He, in fact, actually wasn't even sure who his probation officer was until we just spoke. So, Your Honor, I would ask that you just continue probation on and allow him to contact Ms. Rapp and get these community hour service or community service hours knocked out.
Ms. Rapp, any comment?
Your Honor, the defendant was never sentenced to probation. He was sentenced to community service hours and turn over his case to collections.
That makes
So that's why he was never contacted by probation. He was told at the hearing what he would be sentenced to. Probation could recommend 30 days adjournment for the defendant to complete the 48 hours of community service.
Thank you, Ms. Rapp. And Mr. Hadley, while the court appreciates your explanation, there is the motion in order, the motion to show cause from December 8th that indicates that the issue is Mr. Patterson's failure to provide documentation of the community service. So is it your allegation or position that he's completed any of the community service hours, at least from the date of the notice of the show cause?
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that's what I implied. What I meant was, I believe he was just in a holding pattern, kind of waiting to hear what was next. After Ms. Rapp's explanation of kind of what happened for sentencing, I think I understand what happened now. We would ask that you give him the 30 days to, again, reach out to probation and get this set up.
Absolutely. The court will adopt the recommendation from Ms. Rapp. We'll adjourn today's hearing 30 days. I don't have that calendar. Do you have the date, Ms. Rapp?
Yes, Your Honor. So 30 days from today, the next one we'd have is be February 13th.
Excellent.
Let's adjourn this matter until February 13, 2023 at 9 a.m. Back on Zoom, back on number 1. Mr. Patterson, if you do not have an organization that you are in contact with regarding possible community service hours, reach out to the probation department for a list of suggestions. If you are able to get the 48 hours done before that February 13, get proof of those hours to probation sooner rather than later, and we may not need to reappear. If you're having difficulty getting those 48 hours in the next month, again, reach out to probation so we can adjourn it rather than have you sit here to say, I need a little bit more time. It's a matter of being in communication. Mr. Hadley, the thing that you did not address are the payments that Mr. Patterson had due, and there's a balance of $816.
I do see that, Your Honor. Mr. Patterson, are you going to be able to start making some payments like sooner than later?
Yes.
Okay. There's an ability to go onto the website and make payments right through that. So again, the judge has given us a nice break today. Please make sure that you reach out and get some payments going, okay?
Yes.
When are you gonna make a payment, Mr. Patterson?
I can make one on, not this week, the following week. I get paid every 2 weeks, so I can make the payment on the, not this week, but next week. So I can make the payment of was it the $60, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you would
Or I-
know
or-
the dollar amounts. The court collections will set up the monthly payments, but you've got, whatever that payment plan is, you've got to make one as soon as you can, okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's just say by the end of next week, payments to resume by January 20th, 2023. And then the
Yes,
final
ma'am.
issue, Mr. Hadley and Mr. Patterson, is there is a warrant out of this court in a 2022 case for an operating while suspended failure to provide financial responsibility. Mr. Patterson, again, please have that warrant at least addressed before you reappear on February 13th. That means whatever you need to do to get square with this court on that case, that Van Buren Township case, have that done before we appear again. Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Anything else from probation?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Rapp. Mr. Patterson, good luck to you, sir. Have a good afternoon.
You also.
Thank you.
Have a
That's
good day,
the
everyone.
last for this court. We stand adjourned. You too, Mr. Hadley.